State Police. I'm the Public Information Officer out of the Culpeper headquarters. Your present location is on I-66. Your westbound side. The incident happened on the eastbound side. Your westbound side, the 17-mile marker.
You got to figure this is a pretty important phone call.
Yeah, he had to step away from the press conference.
Yeah. So he said they have set up the staging area for the media there in the westbound lanes. Looks like that entire freeway's closed after the gunman killed himself.
Right.
But he was in the eastbound lanes. Little additional information that he's apparently trying to wrap up, and here he comes back.
Sorry about that, folks. I was trying to line up the trooper that was involved, initiated this, to come up here for an interview if you'd like.
That'd be great if we could get him.
All right, let me start over. I'm Sergeant F.L. Tyler of the Virginia State Police. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Culpeper headquarters. You're presently on westbound side of I-66 at the 17.5 mile marker. The scene is at the 17.1 mile marker on the eastbound side. You're approximately just over the hill there. You won't be able to see it from this location. All right, after the initial shooting occurred in Roanoke, the initial shooting in Franklin County, law enforcement agencies throughout the state were given information to be on the lookout for the suspect involved in that shooting and possible vehicles involved. We had troopers and other law enforcement agencies all along the I-81, 64, and 66 corridor being on the lookout for this vehicle. At approximately 11:20 a.m., Trooper P.M. Neff, who's out of the Winchester office, was stationed at I-66 and I-81 interchange. She was monitoring traffic with an LPR unit equipped in her vehicle, which is a tag reader. At approximately that time, she registered a hit on a possible suspect vehicle passing her location. It continued on eastbound on I-66. She then pulled out, searched for the vehicle, and located visually at 11:24 a.m. at the 8-mile marker. After getting visual confirmation of the vehicle, she radioed in and awaited backup to help her with a traffic stop on the suspect vehicle. After other units arrived, a traffic stop was initiated at the 15.6 mile marker. At that time, the only occupant of the vehicle did not slow and did not stop for police vehicles. It then continued on and subsequently ran off the left side of the roadway at the 17.1 mile marker and struck an embankment. Officers then approached the vehicle and found the lone occupant had suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The suspect was later flown to a Nova hospital with life-threatening injuries and it was pronounced dead at 1:26 p.m. to this day. The suspect is identified as Vester Lee Flanigan, age 41, from Roanoke. He's believed to be the prime suspect in the shooting in that area down in Franklin. Agencies that assisted the Virginia State Police. It's currently under investigation by the Virginia State Police and our Bureau of Criminal Investigations, the Fauquier Sheriff's Department, ATF, the U.S. Marshal Service, Virginia VDOT, and also fire and rescue units from Fauquier. It's Warren County, correct? Warren County, from Linden, Marshall, Upperville, and Orleans. Fire and rescue companies. Also, all the other law enforcement agencies along I-81 assisted in our lookout for this vehicle. That's the end of my statement on that.
Did you find any weapons in that car?
I cannot go into any details. I haven't been given any further information than this at this time. It's continuing its ongoing investigation.
Sergeant, they talked at the news conference down south about being able to track that vehicle in some way up I-81. Do you know anything about that?
I know we were getting different reports. We were also getting different updates on different types of vehicles that possibly were involved. So
Was it a rental car with like a low jack?
I'd have to go into. You'd have to talk to them about those details of how we were given that information.
Sergeant, where in the body did they shoot?
I can't go into those details at this time because I don't know. It's Trooper P.M. Neff. P is in Paul, M is in Mary, Neff, N-E-F-F. I've just spoken with Trooper Neff, and she's cleared from the scene. She's going to stop. She has to get some fuel and everything, and she's going to bring herself and her vehicle up here, and she will show you the equipment if you're interested in that.
Could you talk to us about the kind of work that your people did, that she did, and the rest of your people?
Well, like I said, once we mobilized and we got information of where the suspect vehicle was possibly traveling, we had troopers all along the interstate systems monitoring not only us, but all the other law enforcement agencies in the area were monitoring, looking for these vehicles that would possibly look suspect.
I heard some of the radio traffic. It just sounded like an incredibly professional job. And at one point they talked about the guy having something in his right hand. And it sounded like...
Oh, yeah, we were getting all kinds of information while they were monitoring, getting ready to do the traffic stop. I mean, we had troopers that, we came up on situations at one point. It was coming up on a work zone, and that was all taken into consideration where the traffic stop was going to be initiated. By that time, he knew that we were in the area and following him. And like I said, we pre-planned everything so nobody would be hurt.
But he wouldn't stop, would he?
Pardon? He would not stop, no.
That's when he went into the ditch?
Yes.
And after he went into the ditch, is that when...
I don't know the sequence of events. All I know the sequence is that we were behind the vehicle attempting to stop it when it went into the median, and subsequently when they approached, he found out he had a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
He tried to stop him and he wouldn't stop.
That's correct.
It wasn't much of a chase. Wasn't
No.
very long.
It's
2 miles?
less than 2 miles, a mile and a half.
Do you have the make and model of that car?
I don't know.
He wasn't driving erratically.
I don't have any information that. All I know is we were setting up to do a traffic stop on
Are
it.
your vehicles with dash cameras?
Yes, but they're not releasable.
Sergeant, I was told that there was information that led law enforcement to believe he was headed to the DC metro area. Can you
I can't go into those details again. That was coming. That was information we were getting from Franklin County.
Sergeant, do you know where he was shot?
I do not.
Is there any evidence in that vehicle, Sergeant, as to where he was going?
I have no idea. It's still being processed. So it's still an ongoing investigation, and we're not going to go into those details at this time.
Can you tell me if there was anything else of interest found in the vehicle?
I don't know.
And you don't know if he shot himself before or after driving?
There again, the sequence of events is all I have is the sequence that I've given you. Any other further details are still part of our investigation.
How much damage was there to the
Okay.
vehicle?
It looked to be minimal to me. All right. All right, that's it. If you all want to stand by, I've got Trooper Neff coming up, and Corinne Geller will probably be sending out copies of what they released down in Franklin County, reference their press conference that occurred at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Sir, thanks, sir.
Chevy Sonic. Chevy Sonic. There was something like you got it. He left the Mustang in the air.
Yeah, that's okay. Just give me the video. As you were listening, was anything you said different than